What's going on, guys? It is your boy Tor Crunch, and today we are going to be taking a look at Rukia as a character in the game of Bleach Brave Souls. I have not made a video or an evolution video in a long time, and a big props goes to Jen. She's the one that told me and motivated me to do this. So yeah, huge shout outs to Jen, and also shout outs to Tensa and Chronics on Discord. They went ahead and helped me out with getting some of the gameplay, so huge shout outs to them. And if you guys don't know how this works, we basically take a look at Rukia as a character and just look through all of her history in the game of Bleach Brave Souls. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. So the first character we're going to be taking a look at, or the first version I should say, is the Halloween version, which is the first character of her kind. She came out a whole 2 years ago, so as you guys could expect, her stats and skills are pretty bad. 539 attack with 614 SP is like extremely horrible. You're not going to be doing much damage with this character. She does have frenzy, which I guess you can say makes up for it, but I personally do not see myself using a character with 614 SP. Overall, at this point, she's just basically like a collectible, you know, just because I mean, looking at her as a character, her version, her skin, I guess you could say, she looks really cool, man. She looks super cute. I wish she was better than she is. That'd be pretty cool if they maybe made a remake in the future, but yeah, I mean, basically a collectible, aside from maybe like a 12% recharge time, you know, using that here and there on characters. And also she does inflict confusion, so if you did want to use her, you could go ahead and take advantage of that. But as you guys see through the gameplay, you know, it's not the greatest, but yeah, a collectible nonetheless. Next up, we've got ourselves Valentine's Rukia. This is her second release, and it did come out, of course, during Valentine's, which was a whole 2 years ago, though, as well. So, yeah, quite old, and that translates to her stats and skills as well. They're kind of similar to the previous one, but slightly better. 585 attack with 610 SP. She also does have Frenzy as her notable skill. Overall, you know, she's a little bit better. She is a melee you know, character, and she does inflict paralysis. So this time, instead of confusion, she does inflict paralysis, which I think is better. You know, just because the enemy does paralyze and not move it, they're not able to move, so that's nice. And she does inflict that through her strong attacks and her special. She also does have a booster on her as her second strong attack, which is quite useful actually. So that is the one thing I guess you could take out of this character, is that, you know, if you're not someone that's, let's say, able to do much because you don't have many technique characters, you're able to use her and just take advantage of the boost and maybe help out your team. Next up, we've got ourselves the first non-seasonal Rukia, and that is tag team version. This one, when I first saw this, when this first came out, I was super happy and excited just because it's the combination of Rukia, which is one of my favorite characters, right? Female characters in the game, and Sode no Shirayuki, which is probably my favorite, you know, Zanpakuto. So yeah, super cool character, aesthetically really beautiful. You know, there's beautiful all over the place. 643 attack, 626 SP, so noticeably way higher stats than the previous two. You know, she doesn't have any good skills though, so it's kind of like they upgraded the stats, but the skills they downgraded, because like I said, she doesn't have frenzy. She has Berserker and Bruiser, which I think are like 10% extra, which is just really bad if I do say so myself. But you know, again, Sode no Shirayuki comes in with her strong attacks. You know, whenever Rukia uses her strong attacks, Sode no Shirayuki comes out and helps, which is super cool. I think, you know, that's the one thing I do take from this character. She does have normal attack damage plus 20% though, which is slightly better than at least than the Valentine's version, just because, you know, Valentine's has only 20% in between quests. You know, overall, this character was, I guess, slightly better. You know, a good hybrid character, I guess you could say. You know, just overall a character that was decent at the time. And actually, before I forget, she was the first to actually inflict ice. Like, she froze the enemies, which is super cool. Moving along though, we do finally get our first character that I guess you could consider canon, because this is where we got Lost Agent Rukia from the Ginjo arc. So yeah, a character that came out at the time, and I was super hyped, right? I was hoping that they were gonna make her insanely cool. She dropped with Rukia and Renji, two other cool characters, but unfortunately, in my opinion, she ended up being the worst out of the three again. So it's just like a version that I thought they could have done a lot better with. As you see through the stats, yeah, she does get better increases and stuff, but not really anything to write home about, especially considering this is way newer. This was basically a whole year after Valentine's and Halloween version. So yeah, pretty basic stuff here. 14 recharge time though as her soul trait is the one thing that you could take out of her. I actually personally still use that on my boy Toshiro, 1000-year blood war arc Toshiro. So I still use her as a soul trait, which is something you could take out of it, as I guess. But where they really messed up with this character was actually where her skills, where she does not give frenzy, same as tag team Rukia. It's just like, I don't understand why they went from giving Valentine's and Halloween frenzy, but then these two better and cooler looking Rukias, they ended up getting like Berserker and Bruiser with not the greatest increases. So yeah, someone that I think was cool. They could have done a little bit more, but maybe they did it just to build up the momentum to where we'd finally get to the most recent pull, or the most recent Rukia, which we'll get to in just a minute. So let's just go ahead and move on to the next character that came out, which is Tiny Devil Rukia. And if you didn't know, this is a character you can actually get from the Metal Exchange, and so you don't have to summon for her, and anyone can get her. She comes out every so often on the PvP section, so anyone could get her, and most of the people that have been playing for a while now would have her. And surprisingly, she has, in my opinion, the best soul trait out of all the Rukias. Not the best, she's not that great in terms of stats and skills and even gameplay, and she's not meant for that, but I think the 16 damage reduction is actually quite nice. So there's that, and not anything special other than that, I guess. The next character we got was Frenzy Rukia, which is one of the more newer Frenzy characters that has been released, as of recent. And, just basically like the Metal Exchange character, she's not really all that great. All she was really used for was basically to get your orbs. And, yeah, that's basically it, because her soul trait is 60% less duration on her freeze, and same with 55% fire duration. So she decreases the time of fire and freeze, which is cool, but at the same time you only use that ever on like raids and whatnot, and that's not even every raid. That's like maybe 10% of all raids. So a soul trait that I don't think is all that useful. But anyways, we move on to a cool character that I still want and still have not been able to get, and that is Christmas Rukia, and I probably won't be getting because this is a seasonal version. So this is actually a newer version of Rukia that came out during December of last year, which was like 4 months ago. We finally got ourselves a really, really good Rukia, which is still good to this day. You've got someone with 20% extra attack or damage when she's full stamina, which is the only one downside about her. She has 619 attack with 741 SP, along with Frenzy as one of her skills. So unlike Lost Agent Rukia and Tag Team Rukia, we got ourselves a character that was actually good overall. So super hyped for this one. Like I said, I haven't been able to get her, and that's really unfortunate because she's a seasonal character that won't be coming back out anytime soon. A few other things about her are that her second strong attack does inflict a barrier, which basically allows her to actually be immune from damage for a couple of hits, up to 3 hits. So something that I really do like about her as well. And I guess that goes along with her soul trait of 20% damage at full health. So I guess it's not completely useless. If anyone could take advantage of that soul trait, it would be this Rukia. But anyways, yeah, Rukia has a great special, and just overall, just a great character. She looks super good, right? And with that said, we get to the newest version of her in the game, and this one without a doubt is the best one out of them all. And yeah, we're talking about Manga Rukia, 1000-year blood war arc Rukia. This one's actually, it's funny because this was a controversial Rukia, actually, the Rukia that a lot of people didn't like, unfortunately. And I think that's kind of sad because if you look at the gameplay, she looks really cool. She's not a character that's like super extremely flashy, but she is a character that you get this type of like elegance, right? From her strong attacks to her normal attacks. They're just so smooth and so like majestic in a way where it's just like, it's almost like she's not even trying, but looking at her stats, she has great stats. 648 attack with 745 SP, which is slightly higher than her Christmas version. She also has great skills, one being of course Frenzy, the best skill out of them all. But she also has this new skill that hasn't been released to the game other than her. You know, she is immune to freezing. So whenever a character, you know, like Toshiro, let's say, 1000-Year Blood War Toshiro, whenever someone like him uses his strong attacks, she will not freeze because of that skill. So it's quite useful. You know, she's gonna be immune from freezing, which is one of those you know, one of the better status ailments out there. So yeah, super cool. Another really cool thing is that when she uses her Bankai, or her special, she actually gets a little mini what is it, vortex that she has when she walks, after she's walking around after she uses her special. And it actually it can freeze the enemies. And as you guys see the animation on screen, it has like some little white tints or some white crystals around her, which I think look really cool. So yeah, overall, this version of Rukia is one that I hopefully will get my hands on, because actually, as of recording this, she will be coming out in about 4 hours. So I'm super nervous, but you know, I'm also excited just because she's a character that I'm hoping to get my hands on. But anyways, with that said, that is all I've got for you guys. Let me know down below what you think about Rukia in general. And yeah, let me know if you would like me to do a character evolution on another character. I've already done a couple others like Ichigo, Ukiura, and a few others. So yeah, go ahead and comment down below if you guys would like to see another one. Let me know what character you'd like to see. Again, before I end the video, I want to say a huge shout out to Jennifer, Chronix, and White Tensa. They helped me out with this video, and it's just you know, they helped me out when they didn't really need to. So I just want to give them props for doing that. Anyways, love you all so much. Make sure to hit the like button on this video, and I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.